Good afternoon. My name is Joseph Lloyd and I source cars for people on a professional basis. Although most of the cars I source are between £1,000 and £5,000, very often I've been asked to show something a little bit cheaper on the channel, and so I came up with No Budget Reviews, the series where we look at cars that you can buy in good condition with an MOT for under £1,000 and you can enjoy driving. We don't film this in an expensive manner, we don't use separate microphones, we don't use fluid head tripods, we don't even use a DSLR, but we do have a lot of fun. After I filmed the Mark III Astra 1.4 LS in Yorkshire back in May, I was left a little bit wanting, and my want has been fulfilled. Look at this, another Mark III Astra. This time it's a CD and it's got alloy wheels and it's fake wood and electric windows and all kinds of other exciting things. But one thing you don't get, and I don't think you could get at all at the time in the Astra, was leather seats, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind, we'll have to make do with this Arizona cloth. So this car was registered in February 1993. It is a fair bit earlier than the last one that I filmed, and yes, I am aware that in the meantime Mr. Ian Seabrook from the Hub Nut channel has also filmed a Mark III Astra, but I was first, and I should be proud of that. Not that it matters particularly. They were very proud at this time that their cars were fitted with a catalytic converter, as you can see from here, but by January 1993 that was actually compulsory for all cars in this country, so I don't know why they're advertising that. Maybe they're just doing a bit of virtue signalling or something. So we'll have a look in the boot. You can see that actually the pre-facelift Astras do have different rear lights. This one though, like the facelift ones, has clear indicators because we are at the luxury end of the spectrum. Make sure you've got the right key here. We have. For some reason, if I... It's done it, yeah. We have this problem by which if you take the key out, the boot actually locks. So make sure we take the keys away from there, so we don't get anything locked inside. So we've got a ski hatch in here, as well as an armrest, which is nice. We even got down here a full-size alloy spare wheel. This is much more exciting for me, viewers. I mean, that 1.4S was great, and Ben, who owns that car, has now managed to sell that, which is fantastic. But on this channel, we don't like poverty specs so much as luxury. We like as much luxury as possible. And if you wanted luxury in your Vauxhall Astra in 1993, then this was it. The only way to get sort of higher would be to go for the 2-litre saloon. But, you know, this will do nicely for the time being. As I said, you couldn't actually get a leather interior on these at all. It wasn't possible. One thing though, it does show to you, even though we've got in the CD model, we don't get electric windows in the back. We still only got a little switch, which is very annoying. That means that somewhere you have to tick an option box to get those. But, you know, never mind. We do have wood here, or fake wood, and that makes me feel a lot better, viewers. So, the room in the back's pretty good. I think these seats, actually, on the pre-facelift cars, are a little bit thinner, which means we get even more room. For a car that's competing against things like the Rover R8 and the Ford Escort, that's pretty good. As well, yes, viewers, an armrest and the ski hatch. Oh, this is possibly the most exciting day of my life. Or maybe it isn't, viewers, but you know what I mean. Headrest in the back, all very safe. Typical kind of Vauxhall of the year with the holes in it. Adjustable height seatbelts for the rear passengers. How many cars do you see that in? I don't think you see it on many modern cars. And a manual sunroof. With little courtesy lights as well for to the rear passengers. All the luxury and no damped ground handles. damped grab handles. I'm too excited and mixing my words up today, viewers, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. So yes, quite good. I'm not deadlocked in, no, I'm not. And we shall get in the front. We'll just make sure we don't trap our foot in there. It's not too bad. Getting in and out of this car is honestly pretty easy. It's definitely easier than the old R8 Rover, as much as I love those. And someone's very conveniently left me a brochure. Wonder what delights are in there. Just close the door. Okay, viewers, so this is a 93 brochure. By this time the GSI had, there we go, that is a CD model like this one. The GSI had its 8-valve engine option deleted, but the eDrive wasn't out, so we're sort of in the middle of things. There we go. ABS available for all models, along with power steering. You could get that at all of them. Although lots of these did not have standard power steering. It was an option on lots of them. So just when you're buying one of these, just make sure if it's a pre-facelift one, you got power steering. Otherwise, you should be practicing that wheel shuffling. There's a GSI. Merit, of course, is what we wanted to see, and this is the original order form for the car from 1993. The lady who ordered it actually, I think, wanted to trade it in against a Capri, which she didn't do in the end. They actually sold it privately, but there we go. Capri 2.8 injection. She wanted to trade in for this car. So there's the Merit, with absolute, utterly, well, not much. It's no wonder that one of those won Festively Unexceptional this year, isn't it? The L's really weird because it was only available with the 60 horsepower engines, not the 82s. Very strange. I don't really know who it was aimed at, but I meant it's a fleet spec or something. The LS is there. GLS. And then the CD, which like there's a CD saloon. Very nice. Yes. What does it say? Incorporating all the luxurious attributes of a top executive car, logically scaled to the Astra's compact size. The CD's luxury is unusual, even by the best of class standards. Very nice. You could actually get this as a 1.4, isn't that strange? But obviously the 82. Not available with forbidden fuel. They didn't think it would suit the discerning luxury buyer with a forbidden fuel engine, and I think I do agree. Neither with the SI. You had available 1.4, 82, and a 1.6. You actually even get it as a saloon. I wonder how many SRI saloons are left. Then the GSI. That was only available at that time with the 16-valve 2-litre, which then got actually cancelled because, well, how do I put this? The insurance ratings got so crazy that they had to discontinue it and relaunch relaunch it as a sport after the facelift, and then they brought it back in late '97, I think. But there we go. There's all that sort of stuff in there. There's all the engine options and towing data and engine options. At the time this car was made, there weren't many options. There was the 1.4 with 60 horsepower. There was the 1.4 with 82 horsepower. There's a 1.6 with about 100 horsepower. And then the 2-litre with 115, the 8-valve, and then the 16-valve and the GSI. And that was it. There were more engines available later. Let's see if my secret mission documents go in the glove box. I don't know if they will, because we've got a lot of cassettes in here. Oh. No, viewers, I've been thwarted by Cassette Storage. And look, we've got cassettes here, and we've got cassettes there. Ah! No! Why does this happen to me, viewers? My secret mission document storage gets thwarted by cassette. Talking of cassette players, this one is the SC303 Auto Reverse, and I'll get the key in a second, and we will have a look at it when the display's on. But we've got idiot-proof controls. Of course, you don't get air conditioning in a CD model. Like, none of them got standard air conditioning. But we do have a very interesting ashtray. Yes, a soft close, a soft open ashtray. There's no way you're going. There's no way that you're going to be able to actually, you know, mess up these heater controls. Oh, absolutely no way. That's also idiot proof. That also probably turns on the interior light, actually, that particular switch. Fog lamps on here. We've got front and rear fog lamps on this car, which is nice. And a rev counter. Isn't that fun? So the clock is sort of there, a bit like the Corsa Bs. And then electric mirrors, electric windows. The sporty steering wheel, 3-spoke, a bit like the kind of posher pre-facelift Mark III Cavaliers, this wheel, which is nice. I suppose you better look at what lies underneath the bonnet. Although I've just noticed there's an enormous shelf down there for even more storage options. This is a very practical car indeed, and might even open the windy sunroof. Let's go the correct way. There we go. No, I have to go the other way. Oh, no, we can go up. Wait. I think that's it. That's all we get, isn't it? That's annoying, viewers. It's annoying my OCD that if you want it maximum open like this, you can't have it. You have to put it there. Ah! I better calm down and take a look at the engine. So here we are, the 1.6 pre-Ecotec Family 1 engine. The Family 1 engines were branded as Ecotec. There were also Family 2 engines available in the Mark III Astra F. Both names are perfectly acceptable. It's to do with incoming emissions regulations in 1997. But this is before that. Those came in around 1994, sort of late 94. This is before that, and it looks just like the engine out of a Mark I Astra, like the one that I filmed back in December at the Great British Car Journey. Really, really simple. Sometimes we have head gasket issues of higher mileage or very old. This one's fine. Sometimes they leak. This one's fine. Loads and loads of space to sort of work on things. You've even got ABS in this car. Dead fancy. And power steering. There's the fluid reservoir and all sorts of exciting things like that. But yeah, very, very simple to service. Not a problem. Not a problem to service at all. There is the oil filter just down there. Later Family 1s do have a bit of a different design to do with the cam belt and tensioner. Obviously make sure if you're buying one of these that you do ensure the cam belt has been done regularly and it's been serviced properly. And there we go. We've got fog lamps and we've got clear indicators because this is a fancy one with the alloy wheels, and we've even got the original dealer plates on this car. Isn't that just terribly, terribly exciting? In fact, it's so exciting, viewers, I'm going to go for a drive. So, the engines available in this car, we've covered a few of them already, but some of the other ones, in addition to the 60 brake horsepower and 82 brake horsepower 1.4s, after the new engines came in, which was late 1994, 1.4 was up to about 90 horsepower. Actually, that was the car that I drove last time, 1.4 LS with about 90 horsepower. This 1.6 actually had a different version as well, known as the E-Drive. Sort of went on one with the Corsa E-Drive of the type that we actually drove on the channel back in May. That wasn't a 1.2 like in that one though, and it developed 75 horsepower. This 8-valve version of the Family 1 was actually upgraded to a 16-valve version with the Ecotec, but it still produced the same horsepower, and it's about 100. There was also a 1.8 litre engine, I think we've mentioned that. That replaced the 8-valve 2 litre in both the GSI and some of the other models, and that produced 125 horsepower. That engine lasted a really, really long time. I think it was until about 2017 in European market cars. I do apologise for some bumps that are going on. The dashboard's cowling here, sort of where our ignition barrel and the steering column has been taken off to sort of try to refit it, and it's not back on at the moment, and it's sort of making a bit of a noise, but will be sorted out. So when that 2 litre was retired and there was a 1.8, what actually they did was to get rid of the GSI model for a time because of insurance, and they had to top of a range car called the Sport with that 1.8 engine again. And right at the sort of end, about 97, they again released the GSI with a 2 litre 16 valve engine, but it was powered down to 136 horsepower. That engine is also found in some of the other Astra models too. There were also some diesels available, but as usual, due to controversial government legislation and all kinds of other reasons, we don't talk about diesels on this channel. Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. What we do talk about is just how remarkably smooth this car is to drive. This gearbox is a bit on the clunky side, but they always were. And driving position is quite comfortable. This steering wheel here, this sort of sportier style wheel, very much suits this car a bit more than the sort of big chunky airbag wheel you got in some of the later cars, but that's progress, I suppose. Feels a bit more sprightly than the 1.4. It's not massively faster than that. Funnily enough, Jonathan, who owns this car, actually had the Escort that I drove exactly on this road. We're just near Brighton today. I drove it on this road exactly pretty much a year ago, last month, which is interesting. But Escort's now long gone. He had a change of heart with that, and he bought a Puma, which we've also had on the channel. And now he's decided that actually he doesn't want to keep this one either, so this one's up for sale as well. The thing is with this, once this instrument cowling's sorted out and the door's a little bit loose, that needs refitting, I think. This is really good. I really like this, and I think if you lot don't want to buy this car, then I will have to buy it myself. So you'd better get in touch. I was sending me an email, the email address you would have seen at the beginning of the video, and buy this, because otherwise I might be adding to my own collection with this. Just a very easy, user-friendly car to drive. It just feels a lot better made than the Escort, even with this kind of problem that's going on with the sort of interior fittings not quite being there. It just feels about the right amount of power for this 1.6. A little bit more than before, but it's just about right actually. Steering, it's not as sharp as some of the other cars in this class, but it's just really comfortable. These were known for being hardy cars and being choice of fleets, and there's a reason for that. They're very easy to service and they quite long lasting. As long as you looked after the engines and kept an eye on rust. This car does have a little bit of rust on it, it's not nothing major or anything like that, and everything else seems to work apart from the weird boot lock situation as well. But I'm really enjoying this. I thought I would, but I'm enjoying this actually a lot more than I thought I would. I think it's probably because this car's just got slightly lower mileage than Ben's one. Ben's one is a cracking car. That was for sale as well, ironically, and you know, he's managed to sell it now. But this one's a bit more sort of up my street, a bit more sort of creature comforts, a bit more specification. Just a little bit more power. Yes, viewers, I think that a Mark III Astra, much as we've seen them kind of everywhere for the last couple of months, they do deserve their place in the sort of modern classic pantheon. The parts availability of these is very, very good actually, and they're just getting rarer. They just don't have a huge amount of value, and so people haven't cared about them for a very long time. They just were kind of there, and now they're not. Not like that. We want not someone like this. So let's look at some Mark III Astra trim levels, shall we? So at the time of this car's registration in early 1993, the trims were Merit, L, LS, GLS, SI, SRI, CD and GSI. Later on we had things like the CDX, the Sport, Diamond, Expression, the Cesaro, which I think many of you will remember, special edition. Then loads of others, the Duo, the California, the Arctic 2, the Arizona, the Premier, the Montana, the Swing, the Ethos and the Pacific. Astras were built all over the place. Belgium, Germany, Ellesmere Port, Hungary, India, Indonesia, Italy for the Cabrio, Poland, South Africa, Taiwan and Thailand. This was a very, very popular car back in the day, all over the world. And it's really easy to see why. I don't think it drives as nicely as an R8 Rover. I maybe think the design isn't as nice as some of the other cars that are around. Perhaps a Mark III Golf, for me, just looks a little bit nicer than this. This looks nice, but maybe that looks nicer. But I totally understand the research and interest in these cars, and I think it's worth preserving them as much as you can, particularly a nice high-spec model like this. Anyway, as I've said, this car is for sale. You saw my address at the beginning of the video. If you're interested in this, and Jonathan's had a chance to fix some of this stuff back properly and sort this door out and maybe that boot lock, then please send me an email. Otherwise, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we'll see you again very soon for more low-cost motoring.